Gonna get some line off of this reel right here. But I'm gonna sit here and rig some tackle. If you want to come along, please join me. Cause oh my god, I bird's nest this thing like not that long ago, so it's got kind of a mess in it right now. Sort of. Nothing we can't handle. But I don't know if I want to mess with this right now or not. There's a loop right here. That's not being my friend right now. Oh, my LMG. But anyway, yeah, as per request, we're still going to go to Beckley tomorrow. I went over and looked at it today just to kind of see what I'm working with. I looked at the water clarity and stuff like that. It's not dirty. I'm gonna fuck with that later. Anyway, it's not dirty, but it's not exactly clear either, and it's really not clear over there hardly ever. But it's like a really dark green, like I don't know how, maybe like that green on that bass. Like it's real dark green. So I think what brand is this reel? This is I've got two of these, and I'll get to what it is in a second. And I got the newer version that came out with like, I don't know, last year, I think. This is a Lose BB1 Pro. These are the older versions. They're really good reels. They're like $200 reels, but they they don't say it, but they're like a 200 size. They're not like a small reel. I think they hold like 160 yards of 12-pound line, and that's a lot. The normal reels, like your standard reel, holds like 120 of 12, but this holds 160. So it's like a 200-ish, 200 size reel. To my understanding, it's built for cranking, like throwing big plugs and just cranking them bitches down and catching fish. But the you can use it for whatever. It doesn't even matter. I pitch and flip with it. I like it because it's what I'm going to do with it. So I'm debating on putting some 50-pound braid. I apologize. This is 50-pound big game braid. Or I was debating on putting some 17-pound big game fluorocarbon on it. Not worth sure. I don't get paid by these folks, by the way. I don't get paid at all by anybody. Bass Pro Shop, Rogue, I don't get paid by these folks. I'm debating on whether to put 17-pound fluorocarbon or 50-pound braid on it. Not sure. I think I might go. Yeah, this big game braid is pretty good. I like it a lot, and I came from the 832 Suffix, which I still like, but this is like way cheaper, and it's just as good. The only problem with this stuff is it's a little thicker than your 832. This is 50-pound braid. It's like 14. The average diameter is 0.014, which is roughly around the 14-pound regular fluorocarbon or mono or whatever. Then the 17, the average diameter is 0.016, which is generally the same size as 20-pound. Did I just lag there? Can y'all hear me? My phone like lagged real bad. If y'all can't hear me, I apologize. Okay, awesome. What I was saying before, awesome. What I was saying before I got interrupted by what I thought a lag was. This is 17 pound, and it's the same size as 20, like normal 20. So that tells me that it's probably closer to 20 than it is 17. But I'll tell you what, it's for $10 for 350 yards of fluorocarbon, this stuff's good. I use 6 as my main leader for like my crappie setup and stuff like that. Andy, how's it going? We're gonna ignore Mr. Troll here. But anyway, the I use 6 pound for my leader material on like when I'm bobbing a minnow and stuff like that. And then I caught, I'll tell you how good this line is. And this is just an example. Not this fish right here, but I'm gonna go to a fish that I caught on 10-pound line. Where's she at? On 10-pound line during last spring. Of course, I don't have it on here. But give me a second and I'll get to this fish. Where's she at? There's one. I caught that one on 10-pound line on a shaky head. I'm on a big ass hill. I bank flipped her on 10-pound line. And the next cast, without retiring, I catch this one. As soon as I find it. Where is it? Dude, are you serious right now? But anyway, I catch another one just like this. See, they were both about 3.5, 4 pounds, and I bank flipped both of them on 10-pound line, back to back casts. I'll have to. I don't have it on my phone, but I have another one that looks just like that. Actually, it's on my YouTube video. It's got 15,000 views, I think. It's called Big Girls on a Flooded Dam. Yeah, big girl. Pre-spawn females are on a flooded dam or something like that. It was back in April. So I'm just saying this trialing shit is legit. It's fucking legit. Especially when you're boat flipping back to back 4 pounders on, you know, on an incline, dragging them up the hill. Like I literally not drug her up there, but I pretty much drug her up there. But anyway, go check it out and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I got my jig box over here. Thinking about making a jig or two. I don't know if I can see all this. I know y'all can't see that, and I apologize. Let me take this green screen off, and then you'll be able to see it. Anyway, we're gonna go back to green screen because I like that more. I do. I ain't gonna lie about it. I like that. Why can I not find? You're shitting me. Here, we'll just go back to that. Whatever. Anyway, I got some dirt material stuff in here. Might make a jig or two. Excuse me. I think what happened is I got the camera a little too close to me, and that's what I think happens. If y'all got any questions, please say something. I don't, other than rigging some stuff, I don't really have a whole lot going on right now. I got requested to do another live, so I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's do it. The what the fuck, dude? I got my glasses on. I can't see. How did you learn to tie jigs? YouTube. Does that surprise you? YouTube. I learned from, I can't remember what channel it was, but I just know you needed like a little. Here, set that aside for a second. We'll go into how to tie one. Let me get one. Get my stuff out of here. Bring her over here. All right. You'll need this, and I'll go into what this is here in a second. Okay. You'll need these, which is the skirt bands. These are the skirt bands that you'll need. I've done this before on live. I think I've done it on a video, an actual video, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want me to stop, just let me know, and you want to go back and watch that, that's fine. Let's see. Which seems like a good color. Name a good color. Anybody got a good color they want? I don't have exactly green pumpkin, so you can't say green pumpkin. Because I don't use just straight green. Brown, dark brown, purple, black and blue. It's funny you say that. I don't have black or blue. Not that I don't use them, I just don't have black and blue on me. I've got brown and blue. I got green pumpkin and blue. Well, the only problem I have with red is this is the only color red I have. It's like bright, fuck. Like really bright. I don't know, I might incorporate some like a strand or two of that in there. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with this. It's called Roadkill. It's a dark, like reddish brown with red flake in it. And I'll incorporate some of that red stuff in there. Sound cool? Good. I think that's. I got these for spinner baits. This is chartreuse and blue. I got these mainly for spinner baits and stuff. Just in case I have to make a wild ass spinner bait. I'm hoping I get to catch them on a spinnerbait tomorrow, which I don't think I will. If the wind picks up and that water's still, depending on the water temperature, the unfortunate thing for me is that place over there that I'm going to tomorrow gets really cold for some odd reason, pretty quickly. Like it freezes before any other lakes freeze. And there's a lake down here, which was the one I'm going to, and then there's another one up here. This one don't freeze, but this one does. It's fucking wild, man. I don't know why. But let's get into this. This is the tools you'll need to make a skirt. You don't need these exact ones, but you do need a tool, a way to spread the band so you can put the skirt material in it. And it comes with this little thing right here. Got a hook on this end, and it's got that on that end. And this comes, it's just a little tube, like a little silver bullet looking thing, and it fits on there just like that. What you do is you take your band, put the bullet thing on there just like that. And you stick that over top of it, just like that. And you push it down until it's over the cone like that. Can y'all see that? Let's change it. Okay. But you don't need this bullet thing anymore. So put it back in your bag. Keep your bag and make sure you put everything in it. So that way you have it and you know where it is. You set that aside. Now you're going to get out your skirt material here, whatever you're going to use. And I think we're going to go with 2 strands of this stuff. And then we're going to do 1 strand of that, the red. One. If you're wondering where I get the skirt material, I get it off eBay. It's called All Pro Tackle, I think. He's got all kinds of colors. I actually got some. I bought some not that long ago. That the dickheads from USPS fucking lost my package, and I still haven't called them about it. It was supposed to be here like December 3rd. So yeah, and every time you call there, you can't get a hold of anybody. You have to like talk to some automated dickhead, and then they say, "Oh, your package is on the way." I was like, "Yeah, I understand. That's what the fucking tracking says, but that's not what the reality is. I don't have my package, so I don't know what you want from me." So I need to get a hold of them. But what we're gonna do, you gotta remember when you're making a jig or a skirt, the inner color, like we're gonna layer this. This isn't exactly a whole tab; it's a half a tab. So this is a whole one where it's fully wide. It's only half. We're gonna put this in the middle because what's gonna happen is when you put it on the jig head, you're gonna turn it inside out. So the colors that are on the inside is gonna be on the outside when you put your skirt on your jig head. You want to put your little thing inside here like this. Hold it just like that. You want to hook it on there. Hook it on there just like that. And pull it in there. Pull it up in the tube. Just like that. And then you push your band over top of it. Just like that. That's the hard part, is getting that off. You want to make sure that you put all your shit back in the bag so you don't lose it. I always put a little clip on there just to be sure. Make sure your things are sealed. And you get yourself a jig skirt. I know that looks all weird right now, but it won't here in a minute, and I'll show you why. Or you get some scissors. Be right back. Gotta get some scissors, and you want to cut just the little, that part off. The part that's solid. You want to cut that part off. You can cut them all at the same time if you want to, but you don't have to. You can do them individually, kind of like the way I'm doing now. You can cut them at an angle, and it'll give it different lengths, which is where you do want that. You got yourself a jig skirt, son, and you want to leave one side a little bit longer than the other. See how one side's longer than the other? And I'll show you why here in a second. I don't know what side head I'm going to put this on. I've got some heavier weights in my truck, but I've got some in here that'll work. I don't know if I'm going to put that on a football jig or... I don't know. I think I might put that on a football jig. Let's see if I got any football jig heads in here. I'm sure I do. Oh, we got a jowler. We got a jowler. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. This jowler is the Rapala's answer to the shower blows line of baits. So this was a copy of the shower blows. I'm just letting y'all know. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Let's see. We got any jig heads in here? I thought we did. Oh, dude, I've been looking for these. You would not believe. I needed these last week. I'm so glad I found them. I'm like so glad I found those. What the heck? You've got to be kidding me. My phone fell. I apologize. Well, I may not have any jig heads in here. I know I do. Oh, heck on. Well, it's not a, it's not a football head, but at least it's a jig head, and it's okay. I'll still use this anyway. I buy these from Tackle Warehouse. They're the Boss Gary Klein flipping jigs with the heavy duty hook. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your skirt material right here, flip her upside down, and you want, like I said, you want the long end up, and you want to kind of even it out a little bit. Okay, you do want to even it out, and you're just basically just gonna push your weed guard behind the hook. Put that son bitch on there like that, and then push it up onto the shank, or up onto the collar here, and then there you go. You got yourself a jig, and you will need to adjust it a little bit, depending on how you want it. You want the red in the front or the back, you know. You can turn it around. But yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like. Right there. I don't know if I have a trailer in there to put on it either. I wish I did. I want that red more in the front on top. Some days, you do, some days you don't. I kind of want it on the top. I want it to be eye-catching. I want the fish to be like, oh yeah, I'm eating that motherfucker right there. Because I can see it. And you want to, if you have any threads that are like together, you want to pull them apart like that. So yeah, that's how you make a jig. Or that's how I make jigs anyway. And you can cut it from this point. You can matter of fact, you do want to cut it a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. Especially in the wintertime. You want it to be as small package as possible. I really want to go outside and get a damn trailer for that, but yeah, that's her right there. And got all these shavings that I'm gonna need to get up. Y'all got any questions about that? Yes, I run trailers. If you're fishing a jig and you don't run trailers, you're doing yourself not very many favors, because that's the whole that's almost the heart of a jig is a trailer. Like that's what makes the whole thing complete. I've actually got something that I could put on there just for. I do have something in here that I could put on there just for the sake of argument, and it's not. It's actually one of my favorite flipping baits, and it's a 6 cents prawn. This is called Nirvana. It's black and blue and green pumpkin. So we'll just put the black and blue up. How about that? But you do the same thing. You push your thing behind it. Watch this be the one I catch everything on tomorrow. It'll be sick. It'll be sick. Is it right there? Right in the middle, like it's supposed to be. Yep, just like a crawl. That's what it's supposed to represent. And what happens is the reason that jigs are so good in the wintertime, if anybody's wondering, is when that jig's laying on the bottom of the pond or lake or wherever you're at, and a bass comes up on it like this, and it's just like looking at it. That skirt, the water that's pushed from that fish, that skirt puffs out like that, and it's just doing this number. And that's secondary action, and that's what triggers a lot of bass to go ahead and suck it up because it looks real to them. That's the main, other than the angler's input on whether you're hopping it or dragging it or whatever. That secondary action is what makes the jig so deadly, even in cold water. But yeah, I'd really like to get this knot out of here.